Hi friends, welcome to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading. I'm JP, this is Juno Drone Tarot. We're going to just call this Juno Drone Tarot now, because I really like the name Juno Drone. We're going to drop the Juno Palindrome. I thought it was cool, so the whole reason that I chose Juno Palindrome in the first place was because it's my initials, JPD, and yeah. But I think Junodrome is cooler, like it just as its own. I like it. So this is Juno Drone Tarot, and welcome to this episode of our Tarot Channel show. Today we're going to be giving you celestial messages. So these are messages from the stars. We're leaving it real open, see what we get with that. And yeah, I'm really excited to bring you these messages today. Quick note, I am changing the Instagram handle. So follow Junodrome Tarot on Instagram now. For all of you who have followed my Instagram up until this point, that Instagram, just Junodrome Instagram, is going to continue, but it's my personal account, and at first I thought that I could combine my personal and this professional account together, but I think that I found I didn't want to post anything personal anymore. And then I also found like all of my personal friends don't want to see my tarot stuff all the time, so just to make it easier, I'm making it two different things. So yeah, anyway, without further ado, I'm about to show you the cards for you to choose from. Thanks for tuning in. Celestial Messages. Pile number 1. Celestial Messages. Pile number 2. Celestial Messages. Pile number 3. Once again. Pile number 1. Pile number 2. Or pile number 3. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So these are your celestial messages. You chose the pile with this beautiful quartz stones. I collect these every time I go out into the park. I collect quartz from the like the paths and the trails and stuff. Because I live in Seattle, it gets really rainy and wet here, and so wintertime is the best time to hunt for these stones because they just start like shining in the ground. So these are celestial messages. I don't know what that means. It is up to your interpretation, my interpretation, all of our interpretations. I wish I had more stars and space and stuff here in this reading for you, but imagine that you're connecting into the stars. Imagine that you're connecting in with celestial consciousness, with star beings, with beings that are vast clouds of neutrinos and what is that? Supernova. Right? We're going to talk directly to them. So it's fun. I don't know. We'll see what they have to tell you. First up, we've got a bunch of cards. So we're going to break this up into tarot, and then I will do some oracle cards as well. And those I'm going to shuffle on camera because I never do that. So I think that would be fun. We've got a bunch of tarot, and then we'll do the oracle. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we're starting out nice with this page of Pentacles energy. Sorry, it's the Daughter of Pentacles in this deck. Sorry, I'm getting the psychic equivalent of like your mom in the school play. Like if you look out into the audience and she's there and she waves at you, you know, while you're trying to do your lines in school. Like, I just got that from my guys. That was really funny. Anyway, with the Page of Pentacles here, like it's really, I'm getting this like really beautiful, this fawn energy, right? You're like this, yeah, oh, that's why I'm getting that image, because it's like that's what you are, right? Oh, you're this little baby deer, like walking out into life, like, hello world, how am I? It's nice to see you, right? So we've got that energy coming into this reading, which is all about this idea that like, you know, traditionally I would say you're starting a new business venture, or you're starting a new, it's like, nah, the pentacles are the world, it's the earth. So it's like, I'm getting this energy here where it's like the earth is born anew, right? Like that's where you are, right? We're in this new earth paradigm. And I don't know if you've been feeling it. I've certainly been feeling it. That's kind of where I am. I listened to this wonderful astrologer whose channel I can't remember, but I'm gonna flash it across the screen. So I really do recommend you check out his channel because it's incredible. But he was talking about how we are in this, we just entered into Pisces. So when you're watching this, obviously, this could be a timeless reading. I'm not sure yet, but you know, if you're tuning in when I'm posting it, as opposed to just tuning in at any moment, like it could be for you or not. But if you're tuning in when I'm posting it, we've just entered into Pisces season. And this particular Pisces is like really intense. But for you, I'm really getting this strong sense of being in this new world, right? It's like you are in a new world. And so let me keep reading. You are this baby fawn here, entering into a brand new world. The earth plane has opened itself up to you and this whole new energy, and it's really beautiful. I'm not going to read reversals. I don't generally do that. We've got the Six of Cups here, which is giving me this really reflective energy, right? To grow up into this tall tree, you have to dig roots down into the earth. So it's like you're at a new beginning in your life. You're at this new phase, but it's not like it should surprise you, right? It's not like it should surprise you that you're in a new beginning. It's not like you've never been here before. It's not like you've never done any of this, right? It's like you're this new baby deer, but it's like it's like you come into this lifetime. It's like you were born this baby deer, but you came in with all of the knowledge of your past life, right? It's like that idea, right? So it's like you've already grown these roots deep, deep, deep into the earth. And it's allowed you to sprout up into this big, beautiful tree. And so now you're at this new beginning phase of your life, this sparkling, shining, brand new start, right? This new, beautiful new start. But you come into it with all of the foundations that you've built in the past. So everything that you've done has led you up to this moment. It's not like everything in the past is going away forever. Instead, it's like you're at this like pivotal, shining new beginning, right? And now you're free to do whatever. You're free to follow your heart's desire. And because of that, though, it's like you can, another meaning for this is also like, with the Six of Cups is like this idea of happy memories from the past, happy childhood memories. So it's like, you know, maybe all of these childhood dreams that you had, these inklings in the back of your mind when you were a child of whispering of what you could potentially do one day, right? Like you've now, like maybe at certain points of your life that seems so far away and that seems so unrealistic and that seemed like such not a real thing. But the universe has put you in all of these circumstances and conditions that now you're finally in this moment where you have this new beginning coming in, where you can open up your eyes to this beautiful, brilliant new day and be like, hey, everything I did before led up to this moment and led me to be like, I'm perfectly prepared to be here, right now, which is why I was talking about, I just keep coming back to this video that the astrologer posted for Pisces season, because he was totally talking about this idea that, you know, he was like, we're in the end credits moment of our lives right now, right? It's like we had this whole story happen and that story ended. And now I'm just tapping into his thing. But anyway, and now we're in the end credits section of that. So it's like this Pisces season is going to be the ending of all of that stuff that happened before. It's like the final of it. Like that story ended. The story that you were in before has totally ended now. And so you might be in the moment where you're like contemplatively reading the end credits and be like, oh, hey, that person was in that, right? So like this particular Pisces season for you could be like you're reflecting on the past a lot, you know, with that reflection card here. But this is a new beginning. You're starting this new journey. I would check out his reading. Just that's really tuning into that. Tuning into where we are. This Pisces season is pretty interesting. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. So wow. Really coming in on a high note here. You're in this fortunate new beginning, this fortunate new period. Look, we got stars here just to remind us that this is messages from the celestial beings, which we happen to be in the sign of Pisces right now, which is from the stars. So the celestial beings are coming in to shine this like beautiful, fortunate light on you. Like this is a beautiful brand new day that you're entering into. Ace of Wands. Definitely a new beginnings energy with these pentacles and wands coming in here. Like You are in a new day, a new period. And we have this star. Yeah, really celestial, really, really powerful star beings coming in to talk to us today. And I'm just kind of in awe of that energy. It's like, wow. So what does the star want to tell you, right? You're in this like shining new period. The wand suit is all about passions, drives, following your passions and your drives, creativity. So you're opening up your creative center. You're opening up your ability to create, to make things happen, to do, to shine. So like you're the shining star of your life. Like I was saying before, all of these circumstances that you had been in that led you to this particular moment in time, those have aligned themselves in such a way that now you're ready to shine as the star that you are. And you're ready to be this creative person fully and completely without any, question. Like you don't have to pretend anymore, right? It's like almost like, you don't have to forget yourself anymore. You can be fully who you are, like every single aspect of who you are. And you don't have to be afraid anymore, right? And we happen to be in this moment of like extreme fear going on in the outside world. So there's a lot of that fear going around, but you don't have to pay attention to that, right? It's all distraction. The fear is always a distraction. Fear is like this, it's like the mosquito, right? Like, do you want to make the mosquito into this huge giant monster that's going to kill you? Or is it just a mosquito that you can swat away, and whoosh, right? Like that's kind of what you're being encouraged to do in this particular situation, is like pay attention to this like incredible newness that's coming into your life. You'll know what it is, right? It's all set up for you. Let me keep going with cards here. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the Seven of Wands, and we've got the Ace of Swords. Okay, so with that Seven of Wands, triumph after adversity. That's so beautiful. And it lines up exactly with what we've been talking about, but I love the Seven of Wands. It is such a good card because it's like, it reflects with the Five of Wands a lot, in the sense that the Five of Wands is a person who's like stuck in this battle, right? They're just like stuck in this battle, and they can't get out of it. They're just stuck there. And no matter what they do, it's either internal or external, like nothing's gonna give. It's totally stable in its stuckness, if that makes sense, So it's like there's nothing you can do. You're just gonna be stuck there, blah, and you're fighting. You're in that fighting energy. The Seven of Wands is the overcoming of that. Here's the stuck people, and this is you shooting out from it. So all that stuckness, you're leaving that behind, and you are overcoming. You are victorious over the struggle. You are overcoming the struggle. You have come out of it. And I get that imagery too with that Six of Cups, with that pine tree. It's like you're shooting out. I'm just imagining bamboo, right? Imagine bamboo. There's the spirit. I knew it was going to come out. I just had a feeling. I just bought a bamboo plant, and I've been thinking about this spiritually, the spiritual lessons of bamboo for a while, which is very lucky. It's supposed to be lucky. But what bamboo does underground is it takes a long time. It's like it spends 5 years or something, like underground, growing and enriching itself, building up its strength, and then it shoots up rapidly after 5 years or something. I don't know how long. It shoots up as this huge, massive, beautiful forest of bamboo, right? That's what the Seven of Wands is. It's like you've spent all this time and this energy, forging and coming in and coming out, and you're like, oh, am I too late? Did I mess up? Did I forget? Did, all these old things that might be in your head about whatever. You've overcome that now. You're coming out of it. You're coming out of it with this new period, this new inspiration is shining for you. And you're the bamboo. Oh, this is great. Also, I like how all my readings are pretty much just, what do you need to hear right now? But I like want to come up with another way to say that every time instead of just like all of my videos just being what you need to hear right now. So I do think that these are coming from the stars, right? We got the star here. There's some celestial imagery in this, but basically this is just a message from your guides to you and my guides to me directly, because real talk, these readings are for me as much as they're for you. So, you know, here we are. I love you guys. I'm sorry it's been a while. Temperance. Ooh, okay. 5 of Pentacles. That's a journey. Okay, these 3 talk about the journey that you've been on. You're transmuting this old energy, right? I think that you've probably been through the dark night of the soul. We've got more stars. The celestial imagery is coming in again, right? This is really what the stars want to talk to you about. These star beings are here to say hello. And they want to tell you that you've been traveling this plane lifetime after lifetime, learning these deep lessons over and over and over again. You've incarnated into different lives and just different beings in different understandings of things. So this is the Dark Night of the Soul card. So these celestial beings are coming in to let you know that you've been dealing with this, journeying with these journeys, lifetime after lifetime, understanding who you are, where you've been, what you're going through. And so it's like, you know, also the stars have aligned. So it's like you've learned all these things, you've worked through all this stuff, you've been through difficult, dark times within your life, but you know what? You've come out to the other end of those. And so it's like you're remembering that. This is the end credits. I was talking about the end credits before. End credits, right? The end credits in your life. So it's like you're reading about it, right? Oh, this metaphor doesn't make sense anymore. You're remembering the difficult times that you had in the past. You're not in that anymore. And you know you're not in that, right? Because you've gone through this journey to get way on the other side of it. And I think a part of you, you know, you still got that like fear in the back of your head, like, oh my God, when's the shoe gonna drop, right? When's the other shoe gonna drop? It's not gonna drop. You don't have to worry about that anymore, because you, if you really think about it, like, yeah, you can think back to that really dark and difficult and hard time that you went through, but then you can also see every single step you went along the way to get to where you are now, the powerful magician who is in control of all elements. I'm getting this Ouroboros imagery as well, Ouroboros, because you got the snake biting its own tail as his belt. So it's like, there's just this infinite energy going on with you, right? It's like we were saying, lifetime after lifetime, right? It's like you've been here before. You're going to be here again, you know? New beginning, right? It's a continuous loop of energy. So yeah, you take for that what you mean, you know? You could contemplate that for hours. It's like that stoner consciousness, you know, where you start to see the circular, cylindrical nature of the whole universe, and how that kind of reflection, right? It's that reflection that this is showing. It's like looking in a mirror at the past of these dark, difficult times that you've been through. But it's like it's on the other side of the mirror. It's not here anymore. It's not where you are. You're in the magician phase. You've overcome it. You know? It's, you've overcome it. Yeah, so that's why you're in this new beginning. And it's like you have the opportunity now to do whatever you want. Right? Like you've ended a cycle. That's what I'm feeling. It's like you've come to the conclusion of a cycle, and that cycle was particularly painful. And so now we're in this end credits. It's like not only have you already come to the end of it, like you're not even in the last chapter anymore. It's over. And so now you're in the new beginning already. and you're getting a glimpse of who you are on the inside. And it's this huge, beautiful, powerful magician. And so it's like, wow, you're like, wow, okay, I'm this magician. Okay, crazy. And then you're like, okay, let me think about everything that happened. Almost as if it's not even you anymore, you know, because it isn't. It's like that was your story, but it's like it's almost like it's an ancient story, right? Like you're listening to this ancient tale that's how old it is, and you're like, wow, okay, like that was written on stone tablets like 10,000 years ago. That's how far away it is now, but it's like you just lived it, right? It's like that just literally just ended, but it's like that's how far away from the energy that you are now. Whoa, that's crazy. Do you feel that? Yeah, so that's what it is, right? It's like this dark and difficult period that you went through is so far away, so far removed from your energy now that like you don't have to fear anymore. You don't have to, and this ties back into the fear I was talking about, how we're in this fear cycle on the exterior. So it's like the external world right now is going to try to make you think about everything that you're afraid of, because it's like it's all it has left. It's a house of mirrors is the image I'm getting. It's like a hollow, it's like you know how there are those Hollywood sets that look like a city, right? You go to them like the MGM set or whatever. I don't is that even a thing anymore? I live in parallel lives and past lives, and they all kind of come in at once when I'm reading tarot. So I'm pretty sure I was an actress in like the 20s or something. So, is MGM Studios still a thing? Slow your roll, Dolores. Right? I got too many people around in my brain right now. Anyway, that's what the fear cycle is. It's a Hollywood set, right? It's like it's not real. Like it looks like a whole city. It looks like a city block of apartments in a downtown when you're there and you're looking at it. But if you were to open the door, on the other side, it would be sky. You'd just be outside and it's just a facade, right? So like that's all the fear stuff is. And it's going to try to pull you in any direction that it can. But it's like it's not going to take away this new beginning that you're in, no matter what happens. Now, I realize too, like, there's a lot of difficult things going on in the world, right? And so, like, I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to downplay everything that's going on, but, you know, it's a facade. Okay, so we're going to get some messages from the angels now, shall we? Okay, first one, meditation. Okay, let's read that from the book. Meditation is very important for you right now. Enjoy practicing it often. A quiet mind hears the voice of the angels more easily. This card is your angel's way of asking you to quiet your mind so that your angelic communications are loud and clear. First thing in the morning, spend at least 5 minutes with your eyes closed. Breathe deeply 3 or 4 times. Ask your angels a question and then listen intently as you would a dear friend. Yeah, anyway, I don't need to read this. With this meditation card, like, you're really being asked to go within, to really set up a quiet place within yourself to do this kind of contemplation work that I was talking about. Yeah, be in this meditative space and allow yourself to hear the voices that want to come in. What does the angels want pile number 1 to know? Soulmate. I feel like you are your own soulmate, you know? That's what I'm getting from this. So it's like lifetime after lifetime. It's like this is totally, once again, you got to check out that reading, that Pisces reading from the astrologer. blaring it across the bottom of your screen now. You gotta check them out because this is totally that energy that I keep seeing this Pisces season. What it's giving us is like, it's like you are seeing yourself fully, and it's like this is your opportunity to fall in love with every aspect of who you are, right? So it's like you are your own soulmate here. You are the magician. You're seeing yourself for who you are fully, and it's a really deeply beautiful thing. And yeah, the angels want you to know that. The celestial star beings want you to know that, like, who you are, who you have grown into, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, is beautiful, and it's wonderful, and it's incredible. And you know, the star beings have seen it this whole time, right? Your angels, your guides, you know, they're on the other side always. Your team, they're there, like, watching you every step of the way. They see you from this, like, outside the universe perspective. So it's like this huge, massive level. They've seen every lifetime that you've ever been in. They've seen all of it, right? And they just see this, like, deeply beautiful, wonderful person. And it's like now, after all that you've been through, this new beginning, this new period, is giving you the opportunity to see the first glimpses of it, to really, like, it's like really feel all aspects of your power. You're calling your power back into you. You're seeing just how powerful and beautiful and huge you really are. And it's so incredible. It's so incredible. So you're connecting into that right now. You know, you're a star being. Stars are like, hello, welcome back. We have been here the whole time, and we love you. You know what I mean? Like, that's this, and you're like, oh, hi. I didn't even realize I was in a room with you people, but here we are, and that's great. You know, it's like you're waking up to your own celestial consciousness. That's what the stars want you to know. You know, it's here. So let's pull. Okay. Oh, okay. So I do think this meditation card is for you too. I don't know. I edited this video, so I pulled out the meditation card because I thought that it was a message for me, telling me to slow my roll. I was like, okay. But I do think it's for you too, because we got the retreat here. So meditate is like really saying, it's like really take the space to connect in to every aspect of who and what you are. Meditation and retreat. Let me read that from the book. Retreat. This is a good time to retreat into your safe place, a quiet time to gather your resources for what's to come. Work on making your body, mind, and soul as strong and unencumbered as possible. This is the card that urges you to get your ducks in a row for the changes that lie ahead. Changes sometimes come fast and furious. Even when they are longed for, it can take us unprepared. By drawing this card, you are advised to prepare for some changes coming your way. Alternatively, take this time to process the changes that you have recently gone through. That's the big one, the ding ding. Alternatively, take this time to process the changes that you've recently gone through. It's that end credits thing, right back to what I was talking about, right? It's like that's where you are. You're in this reflective mode where you are just kind of seeing everything that you've been through on this huge lens where it's like, wow, okay, whew, I went through this and that and this and that, and now I am here. It's like I'm getting the picture in my head like you were running down this dark alley, totally scared, and like you didn't know what was happening, and then you finally, like, you turn a corner and get to the end, and you're like, oh, I'm in a meadow in the springtime. And so then you're like, wow, okay, this is a meadow, and you look behind you, right? You turn around and be like, whoa, it's this thing that I thought was chasing me. And it's like, it's not there anymore. It's just the meadow. And you're like, oh, I'm just in a meadow. Okay. So then you're shocked, first of all, that you're in a meadow, in the spring in the middle of nowhere with no foreseeable threat or danger, right? It's just this beautiful open pasture. So then, you catch your breath, you sit down, you look at the clouds go by, and then you're like, okay, let me reflect on that guy who was just chasing me down the alley, right? Because that was crazy, but realizing full well that you are just in this meadow. So it's like the threat's gone, the challenges are gone. I mean, obviously I can't tell you you're never going to face any challenges ever again, but the thing that was huge, this thing, that's done. And now you're just remembering it while you sit in this meadow. And you're like, oh, well, I might as well have a good time because I'm in a meadow, right? Cherish it. Cherish where you are. Even if you're not because this is new beginnings territory. You might be we're doing pentacles, passion projects, right? New business ventures. You're in the baby, right? It's the baby, right? You're not at the King of Pentacles territory in this reading, maybe in certain aspects of your life you have been. So it's you're still at the beginning, right? You've got a long way to go, but I want you to know that it's this new beginning, this new challenges. It's guaranteed to turn out in your favor. Where you're going is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You can't get it wrong. You're not gonna, mess it up. What's meant for you is meant for you. Right? So you know where your destiny lies. You're destined for that spot. It's the stars. You're my stars. My star people. You're here to shine, friend. So you know where you're going, right? You know where you're going. This is general reading, so I want to keep it. But you know where you're going, right? So it's like you're the baby fawn. You're newborn. The stars want you to know you're in a brand new beginning with this beautiful new opportunity to shine. You're in the meadow. You're in the meadow. And, you're remembering the fact that you were being chased by a stalker and that was your reality. But you're not in that reality anymore. And it didn't have a satisfying... Maybe that reality that's never going to have that satisfying ending, but the universe is but it ended. And you're like, oh, that was the end of the movie? It was just me turning a corner? It's the end. The movie on that reality ended with just a... Ooh. That's a tough ending. And it was a deeply unsatisfying ending. But you're in the meadow nonetheless. So now you're in the opportunity to watch. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, reality is shifting and combining, and astrology's weird that way. That's what's interesting about astrology. I'm getting more and more into it, and I know this isn't an astrology, this is a tarot channel, but we're probably gonna get into more astrology as I get more into astrology. But what's so interesting about it is it's this it's interesting how we move through these pockets of space where there's these these celestial energy that we happen to be in and move through. It puts us into these modes and into these vibes. In the past few years, we were in this really difficult energy with the Capricorn, triple Capricorn. I mean, if you're a Capricorn, I love you. And Capricorns are great. I've known a lot of really wonderful Capricorns, but for me, it's such a challenging energy. And it's because my North Node is in Capricorn. So it's like it's the challenge energy for me. You know? But man, I'm a Gemini. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here, but it's interesting how astrology, you know, how the stars, we enter into these pockets of energy where it's like we're moving through these phases of being, you know, and understanding, and then all of a sudden, pop, it ends, and we're in something else. And pop, we're in something else. So it's like you might not have the satisfying ending and conclusion that you wanted sitting in that meadow because you were instantly transported there from being chased by somebody in a back alleyway at night, you know. But you know what? The meadow's done. I mean, the stalker's done. You're in the meadow. That's where you are. I'm going to leave it there. Beautiful pile number 1. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great time in life. I'll be with you again soon. Don't mind me. Love ya. Hi there, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So these are celestial messages. Pile number 1 was pretty crazy, so we'll see how pile number 2 goes. So we'll channel these messages and see kind of what happens. They're celestial messages, but I want this to be a timeless reading. So if you're stumbling on this long after I'm posting it, it's definitely timeless. So don't worry about that. But if you are tuning in when I'm writing it, we just entered into Pisces season, and that had a lot to do with pile number 1. So we'll see if this wants to talk about Pisces season in this as well. But like I said, you're getting this exactly when you need to hear it. So you chose the pile, by the way, with all of these colorful stones, which I love. So what we're going to do is I've got the tarot cards here, and then I'm starting to do this thing with this reading that I really like, is I'm going to shuffle on camera your oracle cards, because I don't know, it's fun to do some live stuff, you know? Anyway, so we started out with quite a few of these from the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. You've got the Mother of Swords, which is the Queen of Swords in most decks. We've got the 10 of Pentacles, or 10 of Cups. I don't read reversals, so I'm going to continue that tradition in this reading. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. The Moon. And your final, the 5 of Cups. Interesting. So, you know, we definitely have some energies moving here. So I'm already feeling like this is similar to pile number 1 in a certain sense. It's different in another sense. I tend to find that with my readings, they're all kind of along a constant theme. So we're in celestial messages. We're really looking at your life's journey, it looks like, and sort of getting a good understanding of where you are in this moment. And I'm getting some really dynamic movement here. It's like this is what you're moving into. And you don't know how you're moving there. And this is the energy that you've been a part of that is a little confusing to you, I think. So first of all, we've got the Queen of Swords here, which I think is representing you in this reading. And whether you're male or female, identify as more masculine or more feminine, anything, non-binary people out there, shout out, hi, I'm also non-binary. Anyway, with the Mother of Swords energy here, you know, she's really all about, what I'm really feeling in this is like really cutting stuff out of your life that is not working anymore, right? She is unafraid of leaving any person, any place, any situation behind that is really just not serving her. It's really not good for her. And she's known it for a long time. But for a while, I think you were kind of afraid to do that work. But you have 2 cards here, which is so fascinating. you know, kind of reflecting this really sad energy, right? With the Five of Pentacles here, the Five of Pentacles is the Dark Night of the Soul card traditionally. And it tends to be this idea that with that Dark Night of the Soul understanding of things, it's like you enter into a period of your life that is really remorseful, really difficult, really challenging, really hard, and it's kind of like the lowest low you can get, but it's like in that low you get to see, like, it's like you're stripped away from any illusions, you're stripped away from any difficulty, like anything that you were kidding yourself about, you know what I mean? Like anything where you just didn't want to see it, any of that kind of stuff. It's like you get to a point where you're just like so stuck with it that you like the only other option is to just take a full look at who you are and what you're doing and everything you've been through, and then like open up to you, you know? And then it's like that's the catalyst that opens you up to source. That's the catalyst that opens you up to spirituality. That's the catalyst that begins your awakening into understanding, like, oh, actually, like, I'm not as bad as I've been telling myself. And like, oh, actually, I've been comparing myself to others my whole life instead of actually like listening to who I am and what I need. And by listening to everyone but me, it's led me to this really dark place that isn't working. And now I can see, like, oh, I can see who I am. So I think you've already been through that cycle. And you're still thinking about it here with the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is this perspective shift kind of a thing. It's also a grief card. It's also a difficult card. In most decks, it's depicted as a man who is crying while looking at 3 cups that are spilt. But standing in back of him are 2 cups that are still upright. And those 2 cups are representing like, hey, as much as it's really hard and challenging that you've lost a bunch of stuff and you've been through a lot of difficult things, you still have quite a bit. And those things are standing right behind you, right? It's like all you got to do is turn around and you'll see that everything you need is still here. And so I feel like in connection with these two, it's like your ultimate goal here is this ultimate happiness. That's what the Ten of Cups is. It's ultimate happiness. It's like the most open, incredible, happy, joyous period that you can be in. So this is what you're moving towards. But with the moon in front of it, the moon is kind of this like unknowns. It's like you don't quite have the whole path ahead of you. So it's like all you see right now is like, hey, I've been through some rough stuff and I'm still feeling that, and I know, like, maybe in the back of your head, in the back of your mind, like, you know that you're going to be moving into this really happy energy. It's like you feel it. You know that that's what you should be doing. It's like it's what you want, but it's like you don't know how you're going to get there. And so it's like you're in the phase of the Five of Cups where you're still looking at those 3 cups that were spilled. You're like, well, like look, I've just been through so much, and all I can see is what I've been through. But what your spirit guides and team are trying to tell you here is like, hey, look, you still got these 2 cups upright. And in fact, these 2 cups are going to be your guide to moving you into your happy period. And so another message with the moon is it's like, when the pathway is reflected by moonlight at night, sure, you can't see everything in front of you, but you can still see a path forward, right? There's still illumination forward, and it might be shrouded in mystery, but your intuition is really going to move you into this direction. And so it's all tied together with this Queen of Swords here, or the Mother of Swords in this deck, by saying like I was saying, I was feeling that energy of like cutting stuff out of your life. It's like, in order to get to this happiness period, in order to really change your perspective, it's like these 3 cups are spilt. So what situations in your life have already concluded, are already over, but you just haven't left them yet? Like what people in your life who maybe aren't the best for you, what groups of people, what places, what jobs maybe, what thing has already spilt. And I got a horn for confirmation outside. What thing has already spilt in your life that you know hasn't worked, you know it, like maybe it all fell apart already, and you already know you're going to move away from it, but you just haven't yet. What is that in your life? And the next step forward, in order to really start to see things clearer, you really got to get that energy out. It's like okay, it's done. That period is done, and you are ready to move into this happiness. And just, yeah, in order to get there, you just got to cut some things out of your life. So let's look at these other tarot cards. Next up, we've got 3 from the 1JJ Swiss deck. We've got the Ace of Cups. Oh, that's a good sign. We've got the 5 of Wands. 3 5s so far. That's interesting. So we're just going to put those 5s all together. That's cool that you've got the 5 of Wands now as well. And we've got the 9 of Swords. Of course we do. That makes total sense. I'm just trying to think. With this deck, they don't have any of the images posted on it, so I gotta just think for a second of which one this is. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you've got this new beginning, like I've been saying. The 10 of Cups is being reflected with the Ace of Cups. It's kind of cool. The 10 is the conclusion, the Ace is the beginning. So your goal is to get to this conclusion period, but you're still kind of stuck, but you're just about to be opened up into this new period, right? The aces are new beginnings. So you've got a new beginning towards emotional stability, emotional well-being, personal happiness. That new beginning wants to come in, but you're stuck in this this fighting energy, right? And the 5 of Cups talks about being in a stalemate. It's like being perfectly balanced in being stuck, right? It's like it's normally like 5 people who are all battling each other, and none of them can gain the upper hand because they're all equally fighting each other. And so it can talk about, you know, fighting exterior or fighting on the inside as well. There's some fight going on in you and in your life still. And that's kind of what's blocking you from starting this new beginning. And a part of where that fight is coming from is in the 9 of Swords here. It's worry. It's normally depicted as a woman who's waking up from nightmares, right? So it's like you've got all this worry going on in your head, and I think it's directly related to like the reason why you're still stuck in this external situation that isn't working for you anymore is because you're afraid of leaving, right? I think that a part of you is thinking like, oh my God, what's going to happen if I leave this relationship or this job or this whatever, you know, like maybe you're worried about what people will think of you if you walk away from certain things and stuff. But it's like at the end of the day, like you really do have to prioritize your own happiness, right? Like this ultimate happiness is not going to come into your life unless you decide to walk away. It's like that's what's blocking it from really coming in. Is there's something in your life that you're ready to move on from, and you're just going to be in that stalemate, stuck period until you do that movement. So final 3 tarot cards. We've got the Hermit. Oh yeah, the Knight of Wands. Okay, and the 6 of Swords. Yeah, so a lot of repeat messages in this reading, which is great. I like that. It's a very concise reading, which is really nice. We're getting repeat messages here. So, you know, with that Hermit, this is really a good time for you to be on your own for a while, you know? Maybe you were in a relationship that wasn't working out and that's what you need to leave, or, you know, whatever. I think that some time in calm contemplation, you know, the moon is also, that's cool. I put it on top of each other. That's great because these cards really do reflect one another. The moon is a very intuitive card as well. It has a lot to do with like same as the High Priestess. It's tuning into your intuition. So I really do think that you might not know in your minds the best way to move forward, or even like what situations you're supposed to be leaving or any of that kind of stuff. You're really being asked to kind of go on your own for a minute, be by yourself, and really kind of tune in to you, right? The you, deep you, and kind of see like, okay, well, what is it that I do need? You know, like who am I really on my own when I'm not with other people? And really kind of like be your own best friend for a while and kind of be on your own. And like we've got the Six of Swords here, which is just totally reflecting everything that we just said about moving away from things, right? It's the card of ultimate moving on. It's like moving on from these waters you can see here that are really kind of choppy into the calm, cool waters. You're moving on into the horizon to a new journey. And then the final card is the Knight of Wands, which is cool because the Knights, I always interpret the Knights as being like, what is the movement of the energy in the reading? Like in this period of your life, like with this reading, what it's talking about, what is the actual movement that is happening in your life? And with it being the Knight of Wands, we know that the movement is in it is in your inspirations and your drives. The wands are all about passion and drive and inspirative action. So it's like the movement that you're having in this point is really being catapulted with this Knight of Wands. It's like the thing that you're gonna like, the thing that's gonna help you move away from everything you need to move away from is not thinking about what you're leaving behind, but what you're moving towards, right? With that Knight of Wands, he is galloping off into the sunset here, into the horizon, into the desert, you know, on this like vision quest, you know? He's on a vision quest to find himself, to find who he truly is on a deeper spiritual inspired level, right? And so with that Hermit card there too, it's like, don't think about what you're leaving behind. Think about what you're trying to go and journey and find. And that's what's going to help you find this ultimate happiness, because it's like, it's inside of you. It's in your heart space. It's in your higher self. This idea of what it is that's best for you and what's going to be the best thing for you in moving forward. But the only way to find that is to go off on your own and figure it out. So yeah, anyway, that was the main reading. We're going to get 2 oracle cards now. One from this Angel Oracle cards, and then one from the Shamanic Healing Oracle. And I'll probably read from the books from these 2, and we'll see what happens. Okay, Soulmate card. Interesting. This came out for pile number 1 too. That's funny. I get with this, I don't necessarily think you're finding a soulmate, although you might be. I really do think it's like, especially with that Hermit card, be your own soulmate, right? You are your own soulmate, and you are more than capable enough of fulfilling yourself, right? And that like you're really going to be tuning into this self-love here, and by imagining yourself as your own soulmate, like that's going to help you move into where you need to go. So we got that, and then let's do one from the Shamanic Healing Oracle. I want that one, but I also want this. I guess you got 2. Shamanic Healing Oracle's giving you 2 messages, and I will read from the book from this one. So the first one is the Death card. Yeah, you know, I do feel that with walking away. Like really kind of, death imagery is not as scary as it looks. It's all about this idea of ending a phase of your life and being open to the new one to come in. So in order to move into the new phase, you have to let parts of your life that are done finish, you know? It's like they're already finished, and so it's just up to you to really move on. Maybe I won't read from the book. All right, whatever. So yeah, so it's like it's up to you to really allow this old chapter of your life to really be done. You may actually want to watch pile number 1. I don't know. I think I'm gonna edit it because I was like really crazy in it, but it was fun. It was fun. It was a fun reading. So you check out pile number 1 too. I think it really kind of concludes. It works with this a bit. Yeah, it's like, I think you're really allowing a chapter of your life to end. And so in order to move to the next phase, you just have to be open to it ending, right? Be open to things being done. Be open to putting the past behind you, right? You may have gone through a lot of really challenging, difficult things, and you know what? That's okay, right? Like, it's okay that those things happen to you, and those things don't have to define who you are, right? Allow yourself to transform. with that death is the ultimate transformation. So allow yourself to become a new person. Allow yourself to not be labeled or identified by the worst things that have ever happened to you. Like that's not who you are. That's just stuff that happened. And you have every right to transform and change. And you don't have to let past versions of yourself hold you back. And you don't have to let past versions of yourself define you. And maybe forgiveness. It didn't come up at all, but potentially, there are parts of your past that you're still holding on to that you need to forgive yourself for too, like forgive yourself for allowing challenging things to happen, right? Or letting bad people into your life, or letting difficult situations happen, we all do that. It's a part of being alive. Like those things happen. So it's not your fault, like difficult things happen to every single human on this planet. So don't hold it against yourself that difficult things have happened to you, really work on forgiving yourself so you can move into this beautiful, happy energy that really wants to come into your life. Final card, we've got abundance. Yeah, wow. So like ultimately, you've got this ultimate abundant energy that really wants to come in, right? So abundance is all about being open to being abundant, right? Be open to the abundance that is you. It's there for you. It's here for you. So really be open to this new period that really wants to come in, and let the dark things go. It's okay. You went through what you went through, and it brought you into where you are today. And, where you are today is very strong, and where you are going is even stronger, right? There's a great, this is just reminding me of this, I practice a lot of gratitude meditations, and there's this really wonderful one on YouTube that I'm going to flash a link to. I'm going to link to it in the description video. So look at that description link. But it's really great gratitude meditation, and it's just doing those is just a surefire way to get you into a great mood, because as the woman says in it, it's like you can't be depressed and grateful at the same time. So it's like gratitude just really brings you back into a good mood and to happiness. And gratitude is like such an important thing to bring abundance into your life. If you're looking to bring in abundant, happy periods of your life, right? Practice gratitude. And that's where this 5 of Cups comes back into play as well, in that, where it's like you have the choice to choose what your perspective in life is. You can continue to look at the 3 cups that have fallen over, or you can turn around and look at the beautiful, great things that you have in your life. And like, you can't undo the difficult things that have happened to you. But just because difficult things have happened to you, that doesn't mean that defines who you are. And that doesn't mean that that's all that's capable of happening in your life, right? Like, life can be a crapshoot sometimes, like sometimes bad things happen and sometimes good things happen, and like neither the good things or the bad things have to dictate your internal state, and they don't have to dictate who you are or how you see yourself or how you define your role in life or your relationship with other people. Like, none of that has to be defined by the good and bad things that happen to you in life. In fact, difficult things happen to all of us, and beautiful things happen to all of us. And it's really up to you to allow yourself to form the perspective in life that you're going to take. It's your choice. Each and every one of us has choices in life. Like, everything is choice. From the moment you get up in the morning to the moment you go to bed, everything that you do is a choice. And sometimes you think that you are more tied up in that choice than other times, but ultimately, like, you have the free will to move through this lifetime however you want. And one of the best ways, one great way that I found to make that easier is to really, like, practicing gratitude, really start to look through a lens of beauty And, you know, challenging things are still going to happen, but if the challenging thing can become a lesson on how to move forward, then that allows you freedom. It allows you the freedom to not have those things drag you down, or define you, you know? So anyway, pile number 2, that was my reading for you. I hope that it resonates. I hope you like it. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you think of it either way. I'm really happy that you tuned in. And yeah, like I said in the intro, I'm JP. I've been going by Juno on this channel for a while. I like Juno, but Juno still feels like a mask, and one of my own personal goals in this moment of my life, as I'm moving past through my death cycles and into my own changes, is just trying to be the most me I can be with you guys, you know? Like, my friends call me JP. I think you're my friends, you know, and I want this channel to be a reflection of who I am fully, you know, and not some mask or a character. I don't want to play characters anymore. I just want to be me, because I am enough. So anyway, yeah, that's that. Instagram wise, if you're following me on Instagram, I'm changing to Juno Tarot. I'm adding that channel to be the tarot specific channel, and the Junodrome Instagram account is just going to be my personal account. So you're still welcome to follow Junodrome, but if you want to get more informed tarot messages, follow me at Junodrome Tarot. Anyway, friends, I hope you have a great day. Oh yeah, also, if you want a private reading, I got those on my website. You can check that out. And I've suspended the Patreon for now because I don't have enough time in my life, and I really want to get this channel going, and so I got to put all my energy into that, and for the time being. So yeah, anyway, that's that. Yeah, catch you later, friends. See ya. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the pile with the awesome selenite tower, and then another piece of selenite, and then this cool little prism, which theoretically can shine a rainbow onto my face right now. Is that happening? Can you see one? I don't know. Figure that out at some point. Anyway, you can even see my face. You're so, sorry. Oh man, pile number 3. Welcome to this reading. Pile number 1 was insane. I mean, it was a great reading, but I was in a very interesting mood. And pile number 2 is a little bit more straightforward, but I think, yeah, I'm feeling some of that energy. These piles are fun. So these are celestial messages. What celestial messages need to get to you? They may or may not have something to do with the fact that we have entered into Pisces season as I'm filming this. This is a timeless reading, so if you're watching this far past when I post it, don't fret, this reading is for you. But if you're watching it when I'm posting it, there's some extra special layers of messages that just happen to do with the fact that we are in Pisces season right now. So it's fun. Anyway, we have 3 different tarot decks that I have already, what do you call that? Dealt. And then the rest of the cards, for your oracle cards, I'm going to shuffle on camera. So you get those for you in the moment. So anyway, we're going to start with a bunch of cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot, and we'll just lay all these out and get our messages. Temperance. Ooh, oh, cool. Oh, nice. And I don't read reversals. I'm going to continue that tradition. We've got the 3 of Pentacles, the 8 of Cups. All of these readings are very similar. You may, honestly, you may really relate to both of the other readings, so feel free to check out either one if you were feeling it. Check out pile number 1 because I think it's crazy. I go really off on a tangent with like imagined storylines and stuff. I still have to edit this whole video together, and I feel like that one's going to be heavily edited, but there was some, I was jumping off onto some cool vibes on that one, so maybe check out pile number 1. I don't know. Ace of Swords, yeah. 6 of Pentacles, okay. and then the Emperor. Okay, interesting. So all of these, like I said, are very similar, but yours is a little bit different. Like, they all have their own flavor to it. So they all are kind of separate messages, but they all have to do with this new beginnings energy. It's like we're really in a new period. And that's why it was kind of reminding me of this particular Pisces season. There's a link down in the description section of this video that I'm going to put under pile number 1, but you might want to watch it anyway if you're catching this as I'm filming. If not, if it's far beyond, then don't even worry about watching that, because it's about the energy that I'm filming this in. But like I said, this is also a timeless reading, so if you're getting this way after, these messages apply to you. But if you are in the moment, you should check out this astrologer, who's one of my favorites, talking about this Pisces season, because it's just like so wild. But it's all, there's this whole new phase, new beginning, new thing coming in for all of us. And it's coming after this like long period of time, and it makes sense because astrologically right now, you know, we have come out of this long period of Capricorn, you know, when Saturn was in Capricorn for such a long time, and Jupiter, I think, was in Capricorn. There was like a whole string of planets in Capricorn for a while. So it was really like this kind of almost restrictive energy of sort of like, no, this is where things are, and like you have to do stuff, you know what I mean? It's just like really pushed us and moved us in this direction. And now that we are in Aquarius in many signs, we've exited that Capricorn energy completely, and now it's like new things are happening. It's like we are into this jump start into the age of Aquarius energy, you know, where it's like, no, this is where we kind of come into our own, you know. And so it's like this time period is really forcing you in particular to do that energy work within yourself, right? Where you really are like, the Eight of Cups here is all about it's all about walking away from stuff. It's like these cups served you for a time. They were important to you. They mattered. They were like, you needed those things, but they don't work anymore. Look, they're all broken now. So you have to walk away from them. You have to walk and move on, to try to find something new. And you know, and so this new beginning is coming in here for you. What is really with the new thing for you, it isn't necessarily like physical. I see it being mental with the Ace of Swords. So swords are all about the mental body and the mind. So with it being this new beginning in the mind, it's like you're having a new idea. You're having a new perspective. There's a new way of seeing life and the universe and everything for you. And like, that is what is important to you. I don't normally read symbols live on air, but there's this U-Haul truck outside my house right now with a giant picture of a Venus flytrap. And I don't know, I'm so distracted by it, so I have to talk to you about it. So I guess for that, it's like you're catching the fly, right? What is that? Interesting. I don't know what I was trying to say. It's like for me, the fly, when I see flies in my everyday life, it tends to be representative for me personally of like negative thoughts, or just like thoughts that aren't really good for me, you know. Like think about junk food. Like, it's okay to eat junk food every now and then, you're not going to die, but like you don't want a whole diet of junk food, right? And so like spirit, I feel, tends to give me messages with flies coming into my life every now and then of like, hey, like, you might not want to be stuck in this thought process right now, because it's actually, I don't think it's really helping you. It's not good for your health so much, you know, as much as it might feel really juicy to ruminate on something, you know. So with a Venus flytrap out there, you know, not only do you have this nature symbolism, but it's also like, it's like you're developing mindfulness to catch these bad thoughts when they come in. And so that's kind of what this new perspective that's coming into you is. It's like developing this sort of mindfulness energy, right? Of like, it's like in the past, maybe you would have gotten stuck in some of these dark thoughts, but it's like, no, I can recognize when I'm not thinking clearly now, you know, and I can say, hey, you know what? Like, it's okay to have these thoughts, you know, it's okay to think bad sometimes. Like I was saying, the junk food analogy, like it's okay to eat junk food every now and then, but like, you know, with mindfulness, it's like I can recognize when it's happening now, and I can start to bring myself back to center. I can start to bring myself back to this sense of calm. And that's kind of what this new beginning is going to be doing too, is it's like you're rebuilding after maybe a difficult situation. Now, the Temperance card doesn't mean this necessarily, but with this deck in particular, I just can't help always looking at the fact that it's like this heron is crying into this flame. So it's like you've got this almost phoenix energy coming out of difficult emotions, right? So it's like these emotions are churning into this fiery new creation, which is actually kind of what the Temperance is about. It's like the Temperance card to me is always this idea of like making lemonade out of lemons, right? When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Like, that's kind of what the Temperance to me always feels like. It's like there might be some tricky, difficult situations, right, with those tears, but it's like those tricky situations might actually be an opportunity to build something new. And so that's kind of what this is. It's this perspective shift, right? It's like that's where this new beginning is coming in for you, in particular pile number 3, which I didn't really get with the other cards, but it's like you're shifting your thought processes, you're shifting your perspective. And so it's like what would have dragged you down before, like instead of it really like hurting you emotionally, right? Instead of that, be like, hey, what is the blessing in disguise in this situation? What opportunity does this give me? Like if something, for instance, like if you were in a situation where, you know, a relationship ended or something ended, or like a, you know, like you know, something wasn't working out anymore and you were afraid to leave that, you know, because you're just thinking about, your normal thoughts would just be to think about all the horrible things that might happen if you were to leave, or if things were to stop, or, you know, any of that kind of thing. Instead, this is that perspective to say, hey, well, hey, you know, what actually could me leaving this situation be an opportunity to build? What could this be an opportunity to make in my life? You know, what is this an opportunity to create something different? And so I kind of feel that energy, especially with the 3 of Pentacles here. And the 3 of Pentacles is like this building of a new foundation. So the 3 of Pentacles is all about building strong foundations, and like building things up. You know, it can also be coming together with others to create something bigger than any one of you. So that's potential, as well as like meeting new people who are on the same page as you change your perspective, as you shift and move into this new energy. Maybe you're leaving behind old friends who don't see eye to eye with you anymore, right? That like they're stuck in a different thoughts, and like that's totally fine for them to be where they are, but it's like you're not there anymore, and like you're just kind of grown out of that, and like you're ready to move away. And like this is kind of encouraging you to do that kind of thing, because maybe there are people who are more aligned to where you are now who you can find, and like they're gonna be way more, you know, on your level, right? And that's okay, right? I know it can sound kind of harsh to do that kind of thing, you know, to walk away from friend groups or things like that. Trust me, I know I've done a lot of that work recently, and it's really challenging. And you know, you kind of feel like a jerk for leaving people behind, but then at the same time, it's like, well, but like, if we don't see eye to eye anymore, and like we're just really not on the same page, then like I don't want to force myself to be on that wavelength anymore, you know? Like I don't want to force myself into thinking that way anymore. Or, you know, it's like, what's that? There's that saying where it's like you are a blend of the 5 people closest to you, right? And like if the 5 people closest to you are all people that you don't like and you don't want to act like them, then, you know, you kind of got to move towards 5 other people, right? So it's like I'm getting that energy with this. And I think that's going to work for you really well, because with the 6 of Pentacles here, it's like, you know, you got this fruit, right? This like harvesting fruit is growing. And so it's like being ready to pick. So it's like, I think that this shift has been ruminating in you for a long time. I'm getting the image of bamboo. I have a bamboo plant here, but I'm getting the image of bamboo, which is like symbolic for this, because it's like bamboo takes like 6 years to grow or something crazy. That's not necessarily the right, but it takes a long time to grow underground. And then all of a sudden it just shoots up at once. And then it's this huge giant plant. So, you know, I kind of get that. I get that image with this of like, I think that this has been ruminating for a long time, this change, this move, this shift. It's like, you're not going to be surprised that it's here, or you already know that it's been coming. It's just like, now it's like, okay, now it's time to move, right? And you're really moving. And that's it. It's harvest season. And then the final card from here is the Emperor card, which is really encouraging you to be the emperor of your life, right? Your life is your empire, right? Think of it that way. It's like everything that happens in your life. Obviously, stuff happens in life, and we don't have control over that. So it's like, I'm not telling you to be in control of everything, but it's like, you have control over your own domain, in the sense that it's like, your thoughts are your own. Who you surround yourself is up to you. You have autonomy in life. And so it's like, with the Emperor card, he's really encouraging you to leverage your own autonomy, to really leverage your own independence and your own sense of self, to say, okay, what is it that I want for my life? What is it that I really want? And the Emperor, he takes time to plan and to build. He doesn't do everything in rash movements, because he can't. He's controlling an entire massive empire. And so to move an empire, right, in any one direction, it's like moving a giant cruise ship. It's like it's not something that can just instantaneously shift. So it's like, be patient with yourself as you move through these changes. I know I was telling, like, it's just boom, 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 gonna happen like that, but it's like almost like, I don't actually see that as much, right? It's like, now is the time. It's been ruminating forever. Now is the time to act. But it's like, you can still take your time with all of this, right? It's like, there's no rush to any of this process. You have the power to be your own emperor in this situation, and really, like, planning it out a little bit. No, you don't have to like plan every step, but it's like be willing to see the grand scheme of things. Be willing to allow yourself to really connect to what it is you really want, and like really look and compare your life and say, hey, how am I moving? Am I moving towards what I really want, or am I not? And like, with no judgment, right? Like, either way, it's like, okay, it's okay if I'm not. How can I make it a little easier to move that direction, And then if you are, then great. Like, how can I keep that going? It's asking yourself those kinds of questions. I really see that being a good part of the process for you in this. Next up, we have a couple cards from the 1JJ Swiss deck. We've got the Valet de Bâton, which is the Page of Wands. We've got the Six of Pentacles again. So there you go. First of all, before I go on, so the Six of Pentacles is also this sort of balancing energy too. It's like a man who's donating to people. I believe that's this card. And so it's like, you've got this sort of sense of balance too, where like I was saying, it's like you're balancing your life out. We've got that double here. So that means it's one of the most important messages here. So let's keep going though. Three of Cups. So there are new friendships coming into your life that want to come in. The Three of Cups is celebrating with friends. So it's like, I really do feel like this new start, this new beginning, this move towards a new perspective is going to align you with all of these people who see things the way that you do. And maybe not identical, right? We all have different perspectives, but like, they're going to be more on the page that you are on than maybe some of the people who, like I was saying before, aren't really on your page anymore, right? And then the final card is the Five of Cups. Interesting. Yeah, so the Five of Cups is really kind of tuning back into that perspective shift of the Temperance card, which I was really feeling Five of Cups there. I didn't say it, but I was feeling it. And so, especially too, look, there's 5 tiers on this. So it's like, there's a Five of Cups message mixed into this particular deck's Temperance card, like, for sure. The Five of Cups is all about this idea that, like, I really do relate it to this big cosmic perspective shift. It's like, it's a grief card. It tends to mean grief, but it's like, there's a man who's normally depicted on it standing and crying while looking at 3 cups that have spilled at his feet. But behind him are 2 cups that are still upright. And so it's all about this idea that, like, you have control over setting your own perspective on how you process and see difficult things that have happened to you and the difficulties of your life, right? Like, it's really important to feel your feelings. And if you're feeling grief, when you're, especially at the beginning, like you need to feel those feelings. Like I'm not telling you not to, like don't bury that. But after a certain point, it's like there is a perspective shift that can really help you, where you can start to see like, okay, I know that all these difficult and terrible things may have happened to me, but what lessons can I gain from those things? What have I learned because of this situation? What do I know now that I didn't know then that is invaluable information that will guide me towards happier waters moving forward? You know, it's all about that idea of changing the way that you see what's happened, and allowing that change to be you. You know, you are that change, right? What's that quote that's always attributed to Gandhi, but apparently he never said, like, be the change you want to see in the world or whatever, right? I guess I kind of mean that in a certain way, right? It's like you are that change, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to identify with all of the horrible things that have happened to you in your life anymore. And I think I said this in pile number 2, so I do think these piles overlap, but like you are not that anymore, right? Like you have every right to transform into something new, right? You have every right to do that. You do not have to identify as the person who went through difficult things, right? You don't have to blame yourself for those difficult things that you've been through. You don't have to do that anymore, right? You can say like, hey, I see that I went through these difficult and challenging things, but you know what? Look at what I learned from those things. And now look at how much of a bigger person that I am. Look at how much growth I've gone through, and really like love yourself for that and appreciate that massive leap that you've gone through. So yeah, I feel that. I really, really feel that. And then with that page of wands here, it's the pages tend to be new beginning cards too. They're the first start in a journey a lot of times, towards mastery. And so it's like you're starting this new journey not only in a new perspective, but it's like that new perspective is going to give you new inspiration, because the wands are all about your drives and your passions and your inspirations. So it's like you're ready to start a new mission towards what's going to bring you happiness, right? Your new projects, new jobs, new opportunities, new creative things, new things, you know, that are going to make you really happy. You have the ability to walk towards those now, and that movement towards them is going to bring you a lot of happiness. I feel that it's the path towards it, and I'm going to align you with people who really feel the same way. So final cards from the tarot, we've got the Page of Cups. Wow. So you kind of run the gambit. The only one you didn't get was a Page of Pentacles, but we have a lot of Pentacles energy here too. Page of Cups is saying that, like I was saying, yeah, a new beginning towards happiness. The cups are all about well-being. They're about your emotions, your emotional body. So with good cups energy in there, it's like you're walking towards the pathway towards your own happiness now, and you're like kind of you're not giving an F about it, right? You're like, you know what? No, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to walk towards my own happiness. And if that means putting up boundaries with people, then so be it. If that means walking away from relationships, then so be it. Because at the end of the day, I am living my life, and I'm the only one who can bring happiness to myself. And then you have the Judgment here, which is kind of all about that. It's like reflecting on the past and allowing this new perspective shift to come in, right? It's like reviewing everything that you've been through and being like, you know what? I actually am really proud of myself. Like, you know what? Yeah, I went through all that crap, but like the darkest things that have happened to me are not the only thing that I am. I am also this incredibly strong person who got through that and has survived to today. You know what I mean? Like, that's who you are, and it's big and it's beautiful and it's incredible. So celebrate yourself for that. And the final card is the Wheel of Fortune, which I always see it as being fortune. It is a fortunate omen. It is like the best card you can get, in my opinion, because it's saying that like fortune is on your side. So as you make this move, you are moving towards happy waters now, and that's what's coming to you. And so celebrate that. This is a beautiful reading, beautiful, beautiful reading. So now we're going to get an angel oracle card, see if the angels want to say anything. Let's see. I would like an angel oracle card. Not that many. Okay, well, healing. We'll get healing and new love. Nah, maybe. Some of you are getting new love. Some of you don't. Don't worry about love. I don't know. I like love. Love's great. The love is coming from you in your own heart. You're your own new love. But healing is the biggest thing. You are in this new healing energy, right? This new healing time, and the angels are just kind of coming in. You don't have to identify with angels if you don't want to. I like them. I think they're great. They're just nice, peaceful energy, right? Especially the modern new age angels. they're pretty rad. So like, yeah, you got the healing energy here coming in to say like, look, this is a healing time for you. It's a healing period, especially with that Page of Cups energy, you know? And so with that temperance, like, forge your life anew, right? It's like, that's what temperance can be too. It's like the forging of a new element out of two opposite forces. So it's like this healing is like being a process to show you like, hey, yeah, you went through some difficult stuff. Yeah, maybe you have tough thoughts sometimes. Remember I was talking about mindfulness. You know what? Actually, you're not just your thoughts, right? You are the presence that is perceiving those thoughts. You are the thing behind your consciousness, watching the whole thing, right? So it's like you're coming into closer contact with your higher self, and like that's what this healing energy is going to allow you to do. Just try to see the larger cosmic you that is really you, and you're going to fall in love with yourself with that new card, new love card, you know? It's like you're allowing yourself to accept and love all parts of yourself, even the things you find challenging, you know, even the things you might not like, you know, or not want to see. You know, we all have flaws. We're human beings. Though we wouldn't, you know, if we were 100% perfect, quote unquote, beings, and perfect is such a subjective term anyway, but if we were that, you know, cosmically perfect beings, we wouldn't be here, right? We're here to learn. We're here to grow. This is for us to grow. And like the free will earth plane is like one of the best places to understand anything, right? That's how I see it. It's like this is our training ground for being, you know, for being in suchness. It's like this is where we have the power to grow. Whereas like, you know, if you were an elemental spirit, you know, in nature, I think that would be really probably pretty beautiful and amazing, but you have less control over massive change, right? Like because of the way that we have this free will and the way that we have you know, control over matter, and the way that we have, you know, the way that our thoughts are, it's like we're this, as human beings, we're this perfect storm of factors that allow us to, you know, be this soul experiencing a human experience and grow, you know, and learn and grow in these massive leaps, you know, these just cosmically massive leaps that, you know, living as a nature spirit, you wouldn't necessarily be able to do that. You could spend, you know, millions of years on the earth plane as a nature spirit and not really change very much, right? Whereas you can have one lifetime as a human being and just like do this massive crazy leaps in consciousness, right? Which I think at the end of the day is sort of where you are. You're kind of in one of those right now. We all are collectively, as a collective we are, you know, and the bamboo, right? Going back to that bamboo, right? Spending all that time underground and then poof, bursting up into a giant piece of bamboo, right? I feel that for you. I really do. That's cool. That's a cool, I like that analogy. That's great. Thank you for letting me wax poetic on my thoughts on what being a human spiritual being is. I don't get to talk about this very much except with you guys. All right, you got growth too, which of course you do. yeah, that just further cements exactly what we've been talking about, right? Um, this growth process, it's like the bamboo. You've been growing, you've been growing, you've been growing, and that growth maybe wasn't really, you know, you couldn't really see it for a while, because it was under the surface, right? But now we're in this period where poof, you're just about to shoot up. So like I said, take your time with it, as the emperor, right? You don't have to rush into any of this, but just like, if you can, do some meditation and just start to turn inward and see it, see this process, because it's amazing. And it's really beautiful. So anyway, pile number 3, that was my reading for you. I hope that it resonates. Please let me know in the comments what you think either way. I love hearing from all of you. As I said in the intro, I am starting a different Instagram. So if you're following me, following the Juno account on Instagram, that will continue. So feel free to continue following Juno if you want. But it's going to be more of my catch-all, because it already is. It's my catch-all personal account. It was always my personal account. And I'm trying to do a lot of things, and I'm realizing that it would probably do me better to have separate entities for all of the things that I do. So there is the new Instagram account, which is Juno Tarot. So please follow me at Juno Tarot, and that will just be exclusively tarot content, including stuff about my tarot deck that I am making that you will see eventually. I've been working on it forever and will continue to work until it is done. But I'm so much further along than I was. Like, as a tangent, pile number 3, I'm now, I did the major arcana are all complete. The wands are all complete, and the cups are halfway through. So then I just have half of the cups left, and then I have pentacles and swords, and then that's it. So that's really exciting. So stay tuned for that. And then, yeah, I'm going by JP. You know that now. Juno was a cool pseudonym that I was using for a while, but it's just not me, and I just, like, I don't want to be a fake person anymore. Like, I don't want any masks. That's a part of my spiritual journey that I've been really working through right now. So I'm JP. That's who I am. That's who I've always been. But you're my friends. So, like, I want you to know me for me. And, like, I don't have to be anything besides myself. That's the big lesson that I've been needing to fully actualize, because I'm pretty okay as myself. I don't need to be anything but me. So yeah, anyway, that's that. Oh, I also, as always, have private readings available on my website. You can check that out at junodrome.com. And I have suspended for now the Patreon account because I don't have the energy to do that and this channel at the same time. And I think that was kind of a part of why I had that huge hiatus that I had for a while, which, sorry for that. Sometimes I need to take a break, and kind of figure out what the heck I'm doing in life. But Spirit has really been like, hey, remember that business you wanted to do? And remember the fact that you were doing tarot readings? Like, maybe you should do that again. And I was like, yeah, okay. So here I am. I do want to do this. Like, I do want to do this. So it's just a matter of me, like, figuring out life stuff. So my new strategy, I don't know if I can, I'm still experimenting. So bear with me as I experiment schedule-wise to find the best thing that'll fit for everyone, and me in particular. But this new thing that I'm trying that I think is working really well is I'm dealing out all the cards, like, as I always do, but instead of trying to do all 3 piles at once, I'm just doing one a night. And then, so I'll still be able to do, like, a video a week this way, but instead of, like, putting it off, and then sitting for a long period of time and doing them all, I'll just do them over time. And then I have enough energy to do each one. Each reading becomes really dedicated because I don't have anything else on my plate but that reading. And then I can still have energy to do the back end of the business stuff too, and to edit stuff, and to really update the website. And someday I'd like to have a blog, and all these things. All these things. I'm figuring it out. So anyway, if you have any suggestions, I love to hear from you. Feel free to let me know. Yeah, you can hit me up on my website anytime too, by the way. If you ever want to chat, like, there's a chat function in the website, so that actually goes straight to my phone like a text message. I just got a horn for confirmation out there, which is normally a message from my spirit team. So yeah, hit me up on my phone and we can text if you ever want to talk to me. So that's a way. And then also, like, you can message me that way too, and I think through email, and then email me through my website, and then we can talk to each other that way too. So yeah, anyway, let me know, how's life. I hope 2021 has been really good for you guys so far. It's been good for me. Transformative, figuring things out. You know me, I like to do 3 million things, and there's just a limit to the amount of things you can physically do at one time, and that is a big lesson for me. So yeah. Anyway, catch you later, friends. Hope you're having a good day.